Earlier today, I posted a video about a rumor of Professor Charles Xavier appearing in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And this news is coming from super reliable sources like Viewer Annan and a whole bunch of others as well. It's been backed up multiple times, so it is looking like this is going to be the case for this film. Because it's called Multiverse of Madness for a reason, we're getting some crazy crossovers. But at the end of that video, if you watched it, which hopefully you did, if you didn't, then bad boy or girl, whatever, then I teased that Charles Xavier isn't going to be alone in this movie because according to Viewer Annan, again, who pretty much broke this news that Charles Xavier would be in this movie, he is going to actually be forming, or at least be leading, a new version of the Illuminati. This has been a big rumor for this movie that we've been hearing for the longest time, that we would hear or see the introduction of the Illuminati in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But we thought it would be a more traditional take on the team like we see in the comics, where it's a team where you have basically the leaders all across the MCU. You got characters like Charles Xavier, like Mr. Fantastic, like Iron Man, Black Panther, Black Bolt, and it's just basically this crazy Illuminati team. But this new rumor about the team appearing in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, it's a very, very different lineup. So according to Viewer Annan, Charles Xavier will be leading a team of the Illuminati consisting of Captain Carter, Balder the Brave, Monica Rambeau, and Baron Mordo. What? That sounds absolutely insane. It honestly kind of makes me feel like is this true or not? But then again, the MCU does some crazy things and of course is not a one-to-one translation from the comics, so it makes sense that they would be switching things up here, but this sounds pretty crazy. So Captain Carter, we've been hearing huge rumors that she would be appearing in this movie, coming to live action, of course, from her debut in animation with the first episode of What If. I really enjoyed seeing the character there, so it makes sense that she would appear in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I already did a separate video about that previously. But Balder the Brave, this is a really interesting one because this is a character that has not at all been introduced in the MCU yet, and we haven't heard any rumors or reports that he will be. But in the comics, Balder the Brave is Thor's brother, and you may be like, Thor's brother, isn't that Loki? Yeah, it's a crazy family. They got long lost sisters and brothers with Hela and all that stuff, and also Balder the Brave. So that's definitely an interesting inclusion here, and if he is indeed in this movie, maybe he'll also be showing up in Thor Love and Thunder as well. Monica Rambeau as well is an interesting one. She was, of course, introduced in WandaVision. We know she's going to be teaming up with Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel in the upcoming The Marvels movie, the sequel to Captain Marvel. So I was not expecting her to be a part of this Illuminati. There have been rumors she'd be appearing in this movie, but I had no idea she would be a member of the Illuminati because, again, it just doesn't fit. Like, her character has never been a member of the Illuminati in the comics, at least as far as I'm aware. But because this is going to be a version of Professor X that we saw in one of the Fox X-Men movies, it makes me think this will be a multiversal Illuminati. So this may not be the same Monica Rambeau that we were introduced to in WandaVision. It might not even be played by Tiana Paris. It might be played by different actors. But we will be seeing an iteration of Monica Rambeau, supposedly, in this Illuminati team. And finally, Baron Mordo. This is the one that makes the most sense because, well, he's a sorcerer, so he kind of fills the role of Doctor Strange from his role in the comics Illuminati. So that makes a lot of sense there, but again, it brings up the question, is that the MCU version or a multiverse version? I'm thinking more so a multiverse version because, as we saw from the first Doctor Strange movie, our MCU Mordo is more of a villain now, and of course the Illuminati is a heroic team, so I'm thinking that would be a multiversal version, an alternate reality version of Baron Mordo. But again, just such an odd lineup that I was not at all expecting. But it also makes sense because when we first heard rumors and reports that the Illuminati would be appearing in this movie, we automatically thought, alright, comics accurate lineup. But then I think back, that's not really that realistic. Sure, a cameo from Charles Xavier, I guess, is a possibility, but characters like Mr. Fantastic and Black Bolt and Namor showing up here just didn't really make sense for this. So it does make sense that we will be seeing a really mixed up version of the Illuminati from the comics, with using and utilizing characters from the MCU that we already know and love, minus Balder the Brave, and adapting them for this team. And again, it is most likely multiversal version of the characters, so who knows, maybe Doctor Strange will run into this team and maybe it'll inspire him to form his own version of the Illuminati with the main MCU characters, maybe with the actual Monica Rambeau and other characters like Namor when he is finally introduced, Professor X when he is finally introduced. Same goes for Mr. Fantastic, hopefully Black Bolt and the Inhumans. And yeah, it's just a really interesting idea that I was not expecting. I mean, we'd heard rumors of Illuminati in this movie, but not this kind of Illuminati. This is not at all what I was expecting, but again, this is coming from viewer and a very reliable source that their scoops have panned out in the past, so I do kind of believe it. But again, of course, take this with a grain of salt, consider a rumor for now, of course, use some skepticism, but it makes sense. So I guess we'll kind of have to wait and see how it goes. But for now, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this report that Charles Xavier is going to be leading a new multiversal Illuminati in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, consisting of Captain Carter, Balder the Brave, Monica Rambeau, and Baron Mordo? So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.